first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey, good evening to you. Take a look at the Storm Tracker Doppler, and many of you just had a really hot, humid day. You didn't get a break from the heat from any rain. There have been a few of you that have been lucky enough. Those have been down here closer to the Effingham area. You guys had some storms now between Greenup and Casey there along I-70, but most of us keeping things pretty dry here as we've gone throughout the course of tonight. So a little bit of a storm there in the portions of Cumberland County. There is a cold front currently sweeping across the area. Will eventually bring us cooler temperatures, but it's still 81 with a heat index of 86. Feels like 85 indicator, still 90 in Mattoon. So a much nicer days in store for your Thursday. You're going to definitely enjoy cooler temperatures and lower humidity values, but it won't last long. We have to talk about more humidity and more heat when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
I want to open up a bakery and a dispensary in the center of town.
Recreational marijuana will soon be legal, and one man has big plans for a small town. But not everyone is on board.
Plus, the man accused of killing his pregnant girlfriend was in court for the first time. What his 3-year-old told police.
We are seeing an uptick with millennials.
It's the generation often blamed for destroying industries, but in central Illinois, they're helping one grow instead.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
There's nothing out this way. This is the dead center of everything north and everything south.
That man plans to open a recreational marijuana dispensary in Rankin, and the village board is open to the idea. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The owner says council supports his plan to sell marijuana products in the village. He plans to grow and process it on his farm in Vermilion County, which is just outside of Rankin. But there are a lot of steps that still have to happen before this plan becomes a done deal. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is in our newsroom tonight. So Jennifer, what do people who live in town think about this?
Jessica, I knocked on dozens of doors today, and the reactions seem to be split. Some were all for it, some were indifferent, and others I talked to didn't like the idea at all. Recreational marijuana becomes legal in Illinois on January 1st, so the owner is trying to set his plan into motion soon.
Open up a bakery.
David Emling owns 6 acres of land in Vermilion County just outside of Rankin. In the next year, he plans to transform it into a recreational marijuana farm and processing plant called Origin Acres, capitalizing on what he calls a prime location with no competition.
You're looking at an hour to 45 minutes to any dispensary up north, roughly about 50 minutes to the Champaign dispensaries.
He still has to go through the permit and licensing process, but right now the plan is to create an array of products.
I want to have a indica dominant. I want to have a sativa dominant, a CBD dominant, something for hash, oils, RSO, Rick Simpson's oil. It's the oil that they give cancer patients.
He also wants to open a business in downtown.
I was talking with the mayor of the local town here, and I want to open up a bakery and a dispensary in the center of town. I don't have to. I could do it all here, but that'll give the town revenue.
There are some living in Rankin who don't like the idea of this happening so close to their homes.
There's a lot of, drugs going on already in Rankin and nearby neighborhoods, so I don't think that that's a good idea.
Emling recognizes there will be some pushback, but he says he's prepared to face it for the sake of his business.
That's going to be, I think, my biggest hurdle is getting past those older stigmas of, it's a gateway drug. This has been proven false. It's addictive. That's been proven false.
There will be a public hearing in Rankin where people can give their input on this. It'll be on Tuesday, August 13th at 6:30 at night. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jennifer, thank you.
New at 10, the Champaign Police Department will be going through a lot of changes after 2 of its top leaders retired this week. Both Deputy Chief Troy Daniels and Sergeant Thomas Frost turned in their badges after decades of service. Right now, they're in the hiring process. There are 6 candidates interviewing for Deputy Chief. Chief Anthony Cobb says they've been doing succession planning for years to prepare for these retirements, but there are more than those 2 positions to fill. Anytime a deputy chief leaves or retires, they have to make 3 promotions to backfill the empty spots.
Everyone gets to move up. So deputy chief being right up under me, I'll have to promote one of my lieutenants into that position, and then I'll have to backfill a sergeant into that lieutenant's position and an officer into that sergeant's position. So it's always creates a ripple effect throughout the organization.
Chief Cobb says they'll be selecting candidates from inside the department. Interviews will start in the coming weeks. They're aiming to fill those positions by August. We have new information tonight on a murder in Shelbyville. Police say Devin Barger shot his girlfriend, 22-year-old Samantha Cushing, in the face with a shotgun. She was pregnant. He then led authorities on a cross-county chase with their 3-year-old daughter in the car. In court today, the state's attorney says the child told police she saw blood around her mother. The judge also asked that Barger be placed in a seat far from public seating for safety reasons. He'll be taken back to the Department of Corrections. We have more information about this case on our website, WCIA.com.
Brent Christensen's father apologized to Ying Yang Zhang's family today while on the stand, saying, quote, "I'm sorry my son was the cause of their pain. They weren't there to hear it, though." The family left the courtroom during Michael Christensen's testimony. He talked about his family life, how his son Brent tried to kill himself when he was 15. The judge today also denied another request from the defense for a mistrial. They requested it because a juror ran out of the courtroom crying during yesterday's testimony. Urbana police need help identifying 2 people in 2 different crimes. They say this man is wanted for questioning in a recent burglary at a tavern, and police say this person is wanted for questioning in a fraud investigation. If you know either of them, call Champaign County Crime Stoppers. And over in Charleston, police took to Facebook today to help solve a case. They posted this surveillance video. Police say this person stole from a vending machine on 18th Street in Charleston. It happened around 4 a.m. on Monday morning. If you recognize this person, call Charleston Police.
New at 10, state police are warning drivers about part of a buckled interstate. The left lane of I-72 westbound near the Veterans Parkway exit in Springfield is shut down. The right lane is open. IDOT will be repairing the road as soon as possible. State police posted this picture of Route 24 just east of Watseka. The road there buckled near the Illinois-Indiana state line. IDOT will also be working on that patch. We have an update after the city of Champaign voted to allow 2 properties near South State and West John Streets to be rezoned. The city voted 5-4 last night to allow the lots to be rezoned from single-family to mixed-use residential. The property owners tell us they plan to build an apartment with up to 8 units, mostly single-bedroom. They don't have a time frame for construction yet. Millions of millennials are buying homes across the country.
And realtors in central Illinois say millennials are becoming a growing force in this market as well. WCIA 3's Jen Lask is with us now. So Jen, what do those numbers look like?
Researchers at the Urban Institute say as of 2015, 7.6 million millennials owned homes in the United States. Realtors tell me there's a reason people in their mid-20s to mid-30s are starting to buy.
We are seeing an uptick with millennials.
Realtor Max McComb says millennials made up around 37% of the market in Champaign County last year. And this year, he expects that percentage to grow to 45%.
I think they're starting to see the benefits of home ownership. Some of that's been delayed for them a little bit, I think, because of some school debt. But as they start to understand that, really you can rent and you'll pay more for the same property than if you were just to buy the property.
The Urban Institute says marriage has been one of the biggest factors for people deciding whether to keep renting or not. Anissa Slater just bought her first home less than a year after tying the knot.
We wanted to sort of start that life and, think about having kids and stuff, so we decided to purchase a home.
Slater says she's the first of her friends to buy, even as she works to pay off her student loans.
I decided to purchase a home because we were renting previously, and I sort of wanted to invest in my own home and decided that it would be better money-wise than paying the same amount to rent instead of just buying a home.
McComb says the entry-level range in Champaign County runs between $100,000 and $175,000. He says the region needs more homes in that price range for younger buyers.
It's hard for the builders to build, in that lower price range. It's because of the cost of materials and the cost of labor.
Recent census numbers show Urbana and Champaign are some of the only cities in the state which have seen significant growth, which is why McComb says he's not surprised more and more millennials are choosing to make Champaign County their home.
The market here is very strong. It's very reliable, it's very steady, and there's been good growth for folks that have bought in the last few years.
Other millennials I spoke to mentioned that growth is a huge factor for buying here as well, saying they see a big financial opportunity from investing in Champaign County. Back to you, Jess.
All right, Jen, thank you. The latest home sale numbers show Champaign County's home sales nearly matched last year's pace. The Champaign County Association of Realtors says 339 homes were sold in May compared to 340 last May. Urbana saw the biggest growth, with home sales jumping from 50 last May to 72 this year. Mahomet also had a strong May. Home sales jumped from 25 to 32.
The lineup for the Sweet Corn Festival has been announced. We'll tell you who will be taking the stage.
Plus, it's a massive makeover for one school.
Well, it's going to look absolutely phenomenal.
What more than $4 million in renovations looks like.
And he was a talented basketball player at both Centennial and with the Illini. Now he's getting a chance at the next level.